Hi everyone. Today is Wednesday, April 15th, and this is today's cartoons. We have a smooth reading on good nutrition and eating your vegetables. So I thought both of these were appropriate. The first one, the mom is answering a question. She's saying, yes, nuts are a healthy snack. And then the kids say, great, we would like to have a donut. The second one is, since vegetables are good for you, could I have some popcorn? So not quite the nutrition that we were going to be talking about in our smooth reading. Today, our ad is about Advil, and there is really not much of a difference between your ad and the one in color. So today's ad says Advil, proven faster and stronger on tough pain than Tylenol rapid release gels. And then it says Advil liquid gels make pain a distant memory. So you see these guys who are like, this first guy just struggling across winning, and it looks like maybe he's in pain, but he's winning, and the guy behind him is like, oh, this is so hard, and he's in pain. So it's showing that Advil is the winner. All right, so what is our main idea or gist? Remember, we have to ask 2 questions. I almost feel like I don't need to show these to you, but I will, just in case. So the first question is, who or what is this mostly about? It's about Advil pain relievers, right? Or Advil. And then, what is the most important thing about this picture? Well, it's talking about how Advil is the winner. Advil is faster and stronger than Tylenol. So if we were going to do a main idea or gist sentence, what could we say? I put Advil is faster and stronger on pain than Tylenol. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Ooh, very close to our 10-word limit. Okay. Now, I just did want to point out, obviously, right here, we capitalize that because it's the beginning of the sentence. But why do we capitalize the Tylenol down here? Because remember, you capitalize words that are proper names, like my name, Anita, you would capitalize it. You capitalize company names like Walmart, Dillon's, McDonald's, you would capitalize that. And this is a brand name, so you capitalize that, Tylenol, okay? So that's why that's capitalized. All right, I wanted to go back and make a few corrections. When we were talking about the smooth reading for Tuesday the 14th, and I talked about, and as I was talking about the cause and effect of it, I said that this was a verb, and it's not. Remember, the E-F-F-E-C-T is a noun. And the affected in your smooth reading from yesterday is a verb, and it's spelled A-F-F-E-C-T. So it was a mistake, and I just wanted to correct that. E-F-F-E-C-T is not a verb, it's a noun. Okay, so we're going to go back and look at one of your vocabulary words to fill in the sentence. I'm sure that is so loud on your ears with that speaker. I'm going to try to do it gently now. Okay, so we're going to work on the word available. Available. So I thought I would do the family words for you. So here is our root word, available. And and there's not very many words that you can find that can be attached with the word available. So I have availability, which is a noun, and then availableness, which is really hard to say, availableness, which also is a noun, and then availably. And when we have that ly, usually it is an adverb, right? So that's your adverb, availably. Okay, that's all I could find for available. But I really wanted to talk about available today for one reason. And this, you can use this for your second sentence if you want. Okay, your stimulus money should be available this week. Okay, the stimulus bill from the federal government is here this week. If you have direct deposit. If you don't have direct deposit, then they'll have to mail it to you in a check. But if you had direct deposit, the IRS is sending out that stimulus money this week. How do I know? I checked this morning, and my stimulus money is now available in my checking account. So, yay! All right, so you guys check your checking accounts. And then I just thought I would go ahead and do your third sentence for you if you wanted, but this comes with a hook. It comes with not a trick, but a hook. Okay? It says, can you be available for a Zoom meeting on Thursday, comma, April 16th? That should be a question mark. Let me change that to a question mark. Okay. Can you be available for a Zoom meeting on Thursday, April 16th? Now, why would I be asking that? Because we're gonna try it again. We're going to try another Zoom meeting, and it will be the same schedule that we had last week. If you are in the 9 a.m. class, your Zoom meeting starts at 9:30. If you're in the 11:30 class, your Zoom meeting starts at 12 noon. And if you are in the 5:45 class, your Zoom meeting starts at 6. And remember that you can access that either through, if you have a computer or a laptop at home, you can access it that way, or you can access the Zoom meeting on your phone. Either way is good. Okay. Now, we're going to go on to your vocabulary. These are the exact definitions that are in your vocabulary quadrant. So just attach the right word to the right definition. And then on the next page are your sentence completion activities, where you can complete that however you want. And I did do one for you. I did number 5. It says, in reading class, the teacher puts special emphasis on practice, practice, and more practice. So let's practice, practice, practice our reading. Okay, on the next page is your true, false activity, true, false, and why activity. And remember, there are no right or wrong answers. You can say true or false to any of these. I answered number 6 for you because we've been doing available together. So it says, parking on the streets in downtown Chicago is easy because there are so many available parking spaces. And I said false. Parking on the streets, I missed my S, hold on a second. Okay, so it says false. Parking on the streets in downtown Chicago is difficult because there are few available parking spaces. Okay. There are few available parking spaces. So I wanted to use this as an opportunity to talk about when do we use few and when do we use little? Like, why didn't I say there are little available parking spaces? Why did I say there are few available spaces? So I'm going to attempt to share something with you. Okay, so move it up just a little bit. You use the word little when you are talking about non-countable nouns. If it is something you can count, like I have 5 markers in my hand. If it is something you can count, you use few. If it is something that you can't count, then you use the word little, like time. Can we count time? No, it's just something that goes on invisibly. Okay, so we're going to work on this together on when do you use little and when do you use few. Now, the very first sentence, let me see if I can annotate this. It says, no, I don't want to annotate. Sorry, just learning. Oh, Spotlight, because Spotlight. Ooh, look at that. So it says, blank people stopped to listen to the preacher on the corner. So people is something that you can see and count, right? So people are not invisible. People is already in the plural, right? Person is single. People is plural. So we couldn't use little, could we? Because then what you're saying is that people are little, like physically little. And that's not what we're saying. So it's plural. People is the plural form of persons. So let me get rid of this. I'm going to, oh, I did not get rid of it. Sorry. You get to learn with me as I do this. So I think clear. Nope. Nope. I can't get rid of it. Help me. There we go. So this first one, we would actually use the word few, right? Few. Few people stopped to listen to the preacher on the corner. I just wanted to go over that one because it's because of the person and people thing. Now, the next thing we're going to do, hopefully, is we are going to go through here, and before you even read the sentences, I want you to look for if there is something that can be countable and if it's in the plural form. So you see here on number 3, others. So others, that's a S, plural. Number 5, problems. Number 8, days. Okay, so number 2, there is, would you use few or little? There is few, no, because you're not counting anything. So you would use the word little. There is little that you can do about the situation. Number 3, I happen to like spiders, but now we underline the S, you can count that, but few Others agree with me. Number 4, I have blank time to waste. You can't count time. 10 seconds have just passed and we couldn't count it, right? You couldn't see it physically. So I have little time to waste. Number 5, although the car is old, I have, and there's an S on problems, so you can count I have 1 problem, I have 2 problems, I have 3 problems. But so you would say, I have few problems with it. Number 6, he's so stubborn. There's blank use in talking to him. Can you count the word use? No, it's not something you can physically see or count. So we would use the word little. Number 7, ooh, I forgot to, let me go back and highlight this one. So number 7, there are blank cars on the road after midnight. Can you count that? Yeah. If you saw that car, it's like, oh, there's 3 cars on the road tonight. So there are few cars on the road after midnight. Now the next one, you get to use both. There's little, because chance is not something you can count. You can't pull out chance out of your pocket and say, oh, here's a chance. It's invisible. There's little chance of rain for the next, and let me pull this over here so my days is still where it should be. For the next few days. Okay. Number 9, there's blank point in calling. Like, there's no reason to call. Reason, point is not something that you can count. I mean, I guess you could count the points of all the markers, but they're talking about the reason, and that's not countable. So you would say there's little point in calling. Now number 10 is just like number 1. People is already plural, and we're not talking about little people, we're just talking about people. So you would put few. Okay, the next one, okay, hold on, I'm gonna have to, you guys get to learn with me. Clear all drawings. Okay, the next one, number 11, there is little use in trying to do this because you can't physically count, you can't physically see the word use in space or whatever. So there's little, gonna just pause now. Let me pause. Okay, we're gonna try that again. I just erased one of my sentences, so we're gonna try that again. Go back to my sentences. Okay, so we were on number 11. There's little use in doing that. Number 12, space. It's all around us. We can't count it. Here's a little bit of space. Here's a little bit of space. It's all around us. You cannot count it. So there's little space here as it is. Number 13, there's little I can do about this. Okay, Dan is a great student. Number 14, Dan is a great student. He has, so here we've got that something you can count. So because you can count that, he's got 1, 2, 3, 4 problems with history. He has few problems with history. Okay, and number 15, traffic is one thing. It's not like here's one car, here's 2 cars. The traffic at 5 o'clock, the traffic at 4 o'clock at Liberal is pretty congested. Or the 8 a.m. traffic is pretty congested or pretty busy in Dallas, Texas. Okay, so we would say little because it's not 1 traffic, 2 traffic, it's traffic as a whole. So we would say there's little traffic on the road. Okay, so that's when you use few, and that's when you use little. Just remember, few, you can count them. Alrighty. Okay, so that was it for the vocabulary. Today, our smooth reading is on good nutrition. And nutrition is the food that a person eats. And another definition that they had was avoid, to stay away from something. Okay. On your smooth reading, I want you to underline all of the suffixes that end in S. So I'm going to pause so I can do that. Alrighty, so when I did it, I got 17 S's, 17 words that had the suffix S. And they come in 2 different ways. Sometimes they're plural verbs, like fruits, vegetables, and whole grains. And then the 2 people in this story is about Jane and her doctor. It's about a she and a he, right? So the other S words in here would follow this format with verbs. Remember, in a verb, I ask, you ask, but if it's he, she, or it would be he asks, she asks, it asks. So those are the 2 ways that the S verb will be in there. Okay, so I want you to do your main idea. What is this mainly about? And then what is the most important thing about this? Your graphic organizer today is just details. So you put your main idea, just like it is over here, the most important thing about this, and then give some details on why it is that way. All right, the last thing on here is Adventures self-assessment for the past, for the past 4 weeks. In our ventures, we've been talking a lot about repairs in your house, things that are broken, things that need to be fixed. So this is a self-assessment on whether you feel comfortable, you yourself feel comfortable in being able to know what that is, or being able to speak about it. So you check off if you know what clogged means. You check this off if you know what it means to fix, or what garbage is, or if you know what jammed is. You check those off, okay? The next one is you check this off if you feel that you can make requests using can. Can you fix the stove, please? Or could. Could you fix the stove, please? Or will you fix the stove, please? Or would you fix the stove for me, please? And then the next one is I can ask which questions, W-H-I-C-H questions, using the simple present. Which electrician do you recommend? Which plumber do you recommend? And the next one is I can make suggestions using the word let's or let's not. Let's buy a new refrigerator. No, let's not buy a new refrigerator. Let's get our old refrigerator repaired. Okay, the next one is I can read a notice to tenants. The next one is I can talk about problems in my house or apartment. The next one is I can write a letter of complaint to a building manager or landlord. And the last one is I can understand an invoice. That was what you just did yesterday. Okay, so if you're not comfortable with that, you decide. You say, I am ready for the unit test, or you decide, nope, I'm not ready for the test. I need more practice with, and then write it down. And after you've written that down, if you say, nah, I need more practice with using which in the simple present, then you go back in your book and you work on that. It's all in here in your book. So review the things that you are not comfortable with. Okay, so that is it for today. Be sure and do the smooth readings also for this week, please. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Remember, Zoom meetings tomorrow, in addition to just the regular vocabulary in the regular page. Now, a last final notice. I told you guys that we were mailing these to you. If you live in Liberal, could you pick them up, please? They are outside in boxes. So there's a box that says Anita's intermediate class. You can pick them up. I've texted all of you, but I have not been able to get a response from some of you. So there are 27 left, which means that there are 27 people who haven't picked up their booklet. So we will talk about this more, but if you see this video today, please go pick up your packet. And I will see all of you guys tomorrow. Bye.